What are the side effects of scalp micropigmentation? In this video, I'll include what you can expect from SMP side effects and what you can do about them. I'm Ruben Diaz, master artist and owner of Edge Scalp Inc. If you have any questions about SMP, please leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you on those. What are the immediate side effects of scalp micropigmentation? So right away, you'll notice that there is some redness. Also, there's a little bit of tenderness, so your head will feel a little bit tender, a little bit sore, and that should go away within 1 to 2 days. Within the second day, that's when people say the magic happens, and all the inflammation goes away, and you can actually see really well your micropigmentation treatment. What are some uncommon side effects of scalp micropigmentation? It could get infected. Without proper hygiene and not following your aftercare guidelines, infection is a possibility and you want to avoid that. And that's simply by following the guidelines given to you by your artist. The other would be scabbing or dry skin. Generally, we don't see dry skin or scabbing at all. So if that does occur, make sure you reach out to your artist, let them know, and they can help you figure things out. So sometimes if an improper technique was used or the pigmentation, the actual ink used is not specifically for SMP, sometimes the dots may turn blue. And so that's a red flag that you want to look into and check with your artist on if that's happened before. You may also ask what kind of pigment they use for the treatment. Pigment migration, or some people call it pixelization or fanning. The dots initially, they have like a very clear border, and then that'll kind of fade out very, very, very little over a couple years. So it's not, something that, you should worry about. It's common, it's normal. What you should worry about is a blowout. That's if a person goes too deep and there's a lot of blurring of the pigment. So that's something that you may want to look into. If you're worried about an allergic reaction, and most people that have an allergy to ink usually know it, and they'll ask for a patch test, and that's something we can do during your consultation. We'll simply put a couple of dots of pigment into your skin, and then you can wait for the reaction. Most people don't have a reaction. We don't use heavy metals in our pigments. It's very uncommon. How to prevent side effects following SMP treatments. One of the biggest ways to avoid side effects is to research. Choose the right artist, ask the right questions. You'll know that the artist really knows what they're doing. Avoiding direct sun exposure is key, especially if you go on a vacation to the Caribbean or to Hawaii. You want to use sunblock and you want to cover that area. So for 4 days, our aftercare guidelines say you shouldn't do anything that causes excessive sweating, like going to a sauna or running a marathon. You don't want to get your hair wet, your scalp wet at all. You don't want to touch your scalp with your fingers because you don't want to get an infection. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, avoid direct sunlight.